In this example, we're asked to solve this quadratic equation by the quadratic formula. Recall the quadratic formula is minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now this formula can look somewhat intimidating, but it's really not that bad. You're just simply plugging in points. So the first thing you need to do is to make sure that your equation is in standard form, or get all your numbers on the left and 0 on the right. So we're going to proceed by first adding 3 to each side so that we can get all our numbers together on that one left side. When we do that, we can then determine what our values are. So the coefficient of the first term we call a. In this case, it would be 2 is a. The coefficient of the second term, we call that b, so in this case, b is 12. And the coefficient of the last term, we call that c, and in this case, c is 3. Okay? So a is 2, b is 12, and c is 3. And so from there, you're just simply, you're going to plug those points into the quadratic equation. So when we do that, it looks like so. So moving from left to right, here we have 12, but with a negative in front of it, that's going to be negative 12. Here we have 12 squared. 12 squared is 144. And then we're going to multiply all these three numbers that are being multiplied. And you know they're being multiplied because whenever they're sandwiched together like that, that indicates they're being multiplied. So 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 3 is 24. So with a negative in front of it, that becomes negative 24 all over 4. Next, we want to subtract underneath the radical 144 minus 24, which is going to give us 120. Next, we want to take the perfect square out of the 120. So recall 4 times 30 is 120, so there's a perfect root of 4 that needs to come out. So the square root of 4 is 2, so that will leave me with 2 radical 30 all over 4. Now notice what I did here is I separated the two terms up top, the negative 12 and the 2 radical 30. They both share the same denominator, so one way of simplifying it is you can just place that common denominator under both terms and then simplify. So the first term you would have negative 12 divided by positive 4, which is going to give you negative 3. For the second term, you can cancel out the 2 that they share in common, and then what you have is negative 3 plus or minus radical 30 over 2.